Camille and James here, 88 Fitness Training. Welcome back. Today we are talking about face pulls. So we have the ultimate guide to face pulls for you. We'll go through the proper form, techniques, benefits, as well as some advanced tips. So if you want to know proper form on face pulls, check this out. Alright, so today we're talking about the face pulls. We have the ultimate guide to face pulls, and it's a very common exercise that you see performed at the gym, typically done on, I would say, shoulder day. But there's a lot to this, so especially the height of the pulley. So we're going to go through that today, because depending on where that pulley is positioned, it can actually change what muscle is targeted. So if you're going into it thinking, I want to train rear delt, I want to train shoulders, but your pulley's not at the right height, that might not be the intended outcome. So we're going to take you through all of that today. There will be no question about where that pulley height should be by the time we're done. So let's jump right in. So when you're training face pulls, most people want to train the posterior side of the delt, the rear delt here, which are right here. But again, depending on where that pulley height is, you could accidentally train the traps right here, or you could even be hitting rhomboids right here in the middle. So it's really important to understand which muscle you're actually trying to target and to make sure the setup is appropriate for that.
Yes, absolutely. Wherever the pulley is, changes the target muscle, so make sure you set it up right.
So you're probably wondering by now, what is the proper pulley height? Just tell us, James and Camille. So the official pulley height for a face pull to target the rear delt is right at clavicle height. So right across the chest at the clavicle. So we are probably a little too high for James if you're looking at this, so go ahead and lower that a little bit. All right, so now we are pretty much at clavicle height for James. All right, go ahead and hit that. So you can see here, he comes back, his elbows flare, and you can see that rear delt activate right there. All right, there you go. All right, so let's talk about what happens if this pulley height is actually higher. Go ahead and raise it up. Because a lot of times when I see people doing these at the gym, the pulley height's up here, and they're doing this. Now come back. All right, so it's not that you're not working those rear delts, but he's also working a lot more traps. You see how activated his traps are here? And he is very trap dominant. So if he were to go in the gym and always hit his face pulls with a high pulley, he's going to end up with even more of an imbalance there. So you definitely don't want that. And then let's talk a little bit what happens with a low pulley. Alright, you don't really see this because this would be almost more like an upright row. But one of the things that I don't like about the low pulley is you have a lot of internal shoulder rotation, which leads to injury. So you don't really want to do that, especially being this far away from the stack. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so again, let's just go through it. The proper way to do your face pull for those rear delts is going to be clavicle height. Oh, that's even probably too low. One more up. Alright, so the first thing you do when you go to the gym, get this in, set the pulley up properly. Alright. Could you feel the difference?
Oh, absolutely. Every angle you change, you can feel the muscles working different muscles, different areas. 100%. You nailed it. You already described it perfectly.
Yeah, and if you don't have that mind-muscle connection yet to where you can feel it, just trust us. Set it up right here if you're targeting the rear delt. If you want upper traps, well then maybe do the high pulley, that could work for you. So just something to keep in mind for sure. So the face pull is a really great exercise. I mean, it helps with posture, building upper back strength. Even has like an aesthetic portion to it where it looks really good because you got that like thick back for sure. Even like, especially with the posture, I see a lot of people walking around that kind of have that like slouched look to them, probably just from sitting at the computer too long, honestly. And so training those posterior delts really does help open up and keep those shoulders retracted back. So, I mean, that alone is a big help just for daily life.
Yeah, pro tip, she already nailed it. train your rear delts. They're the most neglected muscle out there. You don't hit rear delts naturally unless you're playing tennis. You got a backhand going, right? Other than that, when do you do this naturally in life?
Right.
Hardly ever. And when you're training chest and front delts and all this, you're going to start hunching if you don't train those rear delts. So make sure you train the rear delts.
I mean, even just aesthetically, if you look at James from the side, like most people want these nice rounded cap shoulders, and like he would have half of that missing if he didn't train rear delts back here. So you definitely want to have a balanced look to you. So train those rear delts, lots of benefits to it outside of just aesthetics. But yeah, great exercise, and the Facepull is a really, really good one because of the amount of weight you can do. I don't know if you've tried reverse flies where you're just kind of with dumbbells like this, but there's a mat that you can do, and usually you can pull a whole lot more with this rope for the Facepull than you could with a reverse fly.
100%.
So, next, we really want to talk about considerations for anatomy. I mean, if you look at me and James, I'm pretty short and petite. He's a lot taller, larger. So what considerations do you have to take into account when doing the Facepull? A good example for me, when I'm doing this Facepull, I can really stretch all the way back and get that deep contraction. Whereas James, he's a lot thicker through the chest, so he may not be able to get all the way back. Like, can you actually get all the way back and squeeze? It's not as comfortable. I can see just looking at him with that. It's a little more challenging. And that's just because he is broader, he is wider, he's got longer arms. So there is a tip that you can do. You can actually grab a second rope. So let's show them that. So we're going to take this standard rope, pull it to the end, and we're going to clip another one on there. All right, so now he's got a really long rope. Sometimes you can actually find a single long rope at the gym, but they are rare. It's like a unicorn. Or you might have a long strap like this, which would do the trick. But James got 2 ropes, and now he can get all the way back like that. So he can really stretch out this chest to make sure he's contracting that rear delt. He's got more range of motion to play with. Can you feel the difference?
Yeah, that's a great tip. If you are larger, wider, get 2 ropes. Big difference. I can feel way different. Different feel, different pull, and a better mind to muscle connection.
Absolutely. And hopefully your ropes aren't crusty at the gym, because they don't always want to slide through these little rings here. But maybe bring your own, I don't know. But yeah, it definitely makes a difference. You always, doesn't matter what exercise it is, like you always want full range of motion. And if you feel like you can't get those arms all the way back and really contract, then you want to go to either a long strap like we showed, let's show them that one more time, or the double rope. Here's a long strap. They are rare too, but you can find them sometimes at your gym. They just look like this. Next up, we're going to talk about grip, because there's definitely a gazillion different ways you can grab this rope. Our advice to you is to either go with an underhand grip or a neutral grip, or even maybe a claw grip, but never an overhand grip. So let's actually show some of those and what they look like. So this would be more of an underhand grip. Go ahead, just like that. The goal is to make sure that you're not internally rotating those shoulders, because again, that leads to injury. And not only that, you can't usually hit full range of motion if you're in the wrong grip position. So go ahead and switch to a neutral grip, yep, or claw grip. All right, there's claw. So he can get a lot further back. It's a lot more comfortable on his wrists, just like that. Go ahead and do the neutral grip, thumbs up, like that, yep. This one, a lot of people, if you do have wrist pain, they find it a lot more comfortable, and you can usually squeeze. But again, he's pretty thick and wide through the chest, so he would need the 2 ropes on this one.
Right. This shortens the range of motion even more, because you're bending the rope up, making it shorter, so definitely need 2 with no weight.
Right. I personally find that variation the most comfortable and to where I can really contract the most, either this one or claw grip.
Claw grip looks like this,
yeah. I don't know if that's the official name for it, but that's what we call it.
And this is my preferred grip as well. Just beware, if you put some weight on there, it starts to get harder.
Yeah, and that's where I would probably switch to a firm grip on that rope, either the neutral or the underhand. That way you can like progressively overload and lift more weight. All right, y'all, how about a bonus tip? Let's say you don't just want to train those rear delts and you do want to hit those upper traps as well as those rhomboids. What can you do? All right, so we're going to show you a little trick. We're going to stretch the arms straight out, and then James is going to retract these shoulder blades back, and then he's going to pull. And then he's going to hold that contraction for a split second, and then release. So again, retract them back, and then pull, just like that. So he's really hitting these upper traps. Like you can see them contract as he does it, right there, and then boom, there you go. So there's a little bonus tip for you guys. If you're looking to train more than just rear delt, you want to hit more of those traps, those rhomboids, definitely work that in. Could you feel that?
Yeah, if you think about it as a shrug, you're going from here and you're shrugging. You're just shrugging back instead of up, which hits the mid-trap and the rhomboids.
Yeah. All right, there you have it, bonus tip. All right, y'all, there you have it. This is our ultimate guide to the Facepull. So we went through everything from the benefits to the proper form, technique. Just as a recap, when you're setting up for the Facepull, you want to make sure it's in line with the clavicle. Yep, right there. So this would be the first thing that you do when you go into the gym. Positioning it anywhere else but clavicle height is going to change the emphasis off of the rear delts. If that's what you want to do, you want to train more of those traps, even rhomboids, go ahead and raise it all the way up. But again, rear delts, clavicle height. All right, from there we went into different grip positions. Our recommended is going to be either an underhand, neutral, or claw grip. Never overhand, because that internally rotates the shoulders, can lead to injury. It's also not very comfortable. And then from there we went into some bonus tips. So if you did want to train more of those upper traps and rhomboids, you can do the shoulder retraction before doing the Facepull. So, all right, there you have it. For more videos like this one, definitely check out our shoulder playlist. And every Sunday, 12 Eastern, we're live. So if you have questions, you want to talk to us directly, definitely tune in to the YouTube Live. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Camille and James, 88 Fitness Training.